Hi everyone, welcome to ITV. I hope everyone is doing good. E video lo, I wanted to cover different topics, basically in general, related to the technology advancements which are happening in the market. Basically, some things which you think are creating hype in the market, but you don't really know what actually the hype is all about. And also, you might think that the hype is true or false, but anyhow, you will go on doing your job in the day-to-day activities, and then you will read the news here and there about it, but you just ignore for the time being. The news keeps on coming, and then you really wanted to know what it is and how all the things are happening, and then how all the things are intertwined. All of that you would like to know. So in this video, what I would be going to do is I'll be starting to cover few of the technical advancements or trends that are happening in the recent software development side, in the technology side, so that you can get a basic idea what is actually happening. So the first thing which I wanted to cover is generative AI. So you might have seen a lot of hype that is running again on internet or everywhere, that artificial intelligence is changing jobs, jobs landscape, and a lot of people are actually getting removed or replaced by the automation of ChatGPT, and all of that. There's discussions going on, but I'm not going to discuss how it is going to affect the jobs. Not that. I'm going to discuss what actually generative AI is, and where all it will actually create an impact in the market. So generative AI is basically a concept which have been in the industry for like a long time, but why recently it have got so much of the hype is uh, ChatGPT. ChatGPT has provided how generative AI can be used to provide answers to a lot of questions. Okay, so artificial intelligence is basically behind the scenes, lot of algorithms, neural networks, or multiple computer programs which are running to scraping the data across the internet, and trying to analyze. And for that analyzation, a lot of computational power they will use, and they'll try to give you the answer in the context. Okay, this generative AI can be customized for multiple different use cases. You can customize it for only question answer based, you can customize for images, you can customize to provide a text to speech. So there are multiple AI startups that have started, multiple AI companies that have come up, and multiple AI use cases that have been running around in the market right now. Reason being, this generative AI can be customized for any use case, and people or businesses can start using it for their use cases. Excuse me. So, especially in the generative AI sector, what I wanted to discuss recently, which was introduced by um, in one of the product display or the product scope by the Google CEO Sundar Pichai. He has shown a retina image. I'll showcase the video as well. Okay, where Sundar Pichai talking about retina image, how it is going to change the scanning captures like X-ray scanning and all of that, and how it can predict the cardiovascular problems and all of that. In Google I/O, we announced Google AI. It's a collection of our teams and efforts to bring learning. So what he is trying to explain is, previously the scans which are done at the hospitals are actually analyzed by human beings, and human eye can see a particular deviation from the normality, which can tell the human brain that this is the deviation. For this is the course of action. But the same kind of data, images or anything, can be provided to generative AI. Generative AI is nothing but running software, neural networks, all the programs on a huge computational power, trying to analyze the impact of whatever the data it is provided to, can provide a lot of information related to the that image. Okay, suppose if you see this retina image, here you can see a lot of blood vessel, patterns and all of that. And what Sundar Pichai was telling is, if the same image is provided to a Google AI like scanner, it is actually able to predict cardiovascular problems and also problems related to the health. Okay, so just with a image scan of your retina, it can actually identify the age variations, biological sex variations, smoking habits, and then blood pressure, and then even sugar levels. So you understand the capability what it is trying to provide to the healthcare sector. It is not actually replacing the doctors, it is assisting the doctors can see something which is limited to the human capability of eyesight, or whatever the computational power a human being can do. But this generative AI is doing all the computations, comparing the images of so many in the databases, and it's trying to find the patterns which are actually related to the diseases that are happening for the patterns. So now almost all of the job which will happen in the future because of so and so habits are actually can be predicted based on your retina image scan, comparing them to the existing number of images which are available in the market. And then you can understand that, okay, this patient, if he continues whatever the habits which he is continuing right now, based on the scan of his retina itself, at this stage he might see a cardiovascular issue, at this stage he might see a blood sugar issue, at this stage. So he can give a running commentary of your health, just because of the data computational power which generative AI has brought into the purview of the doctors. So that's the capability of generative AI, which is actually changing the way the technology is moving. So going forward, the healthcare will be hugely being impacted by the computational power, the analytical capability it is bringing to the healthcare experts or professionals to take decisions. And it can also predict next 3 days how you can have to take your diet or your exercises, or your habits, how you can manage, and what changes it will show. And after the 3 days, how the changes are actually showing up in the market, sorry, in the results when it is scanned again. So you can see a running commentary of your whole health database in front of you, and then you can see it for yourself. And then doctors can actually, you can generate a report of it and then send to doctor, and then doctor can actually monitor what you have done for the last 1 month after his prescription, and the results. So you can identify where is the problem. So imagine that kind of healthcare assistance is being provided to each individual. They will be very much empowered, and then have so much control of their health, so much decisive making of their body and then their health. So that's the importance of generative AI, especially in the healthcare industry. I'm also going to bring another use case where generative UI is actually, apart from healthcare, anyone who needs a computational power and then little bit intelligence, which is actually can be, you know, guided by the experts. It's not that purely generative AI I'm saying is 100% true, but with an expert who is actually sitting behind the output of a huge computational intelligence which is coming to him, it will blow the entire landscape of lot of things which are happening right now. As I mentioned about healthcare, if we go for automotive industry, recently what did Bench do? Bench actually have integrated to their driving mechanism, the entire system to a generative AI. So generative AI is monitoring everything related to the bench car accessories, all the patterns. If the AI, generative AI find a patterns that if you go through this road at this speed, at this location, you might need a petrol. So you know when you need a petrol and how much of the. And if you actually try to identify the location, generative AI might say, "Hey, you can go there, and there is a coffee, you regularly drink coffee at this time while you are driving. If you go there by this time, you get a coffee." And then it might say that, okay, in the nearby location there is a good waterfall is there. If you can spend 15 minutes, you still can reach your destination. And then the automotive gear system or automotive driving system which is available for your car can be able to take you there, and you can spend time and can be able to take you to the destination within this time. So it's like an intelligence surrounding you with the computational power which is available to you, and you being the decision maker to allow those suggestions to make your work life better. And then it will help a lot of day-to-day activities which we are doing. So I'll showcase where the bench um, is talking about generative AI integration. um, you can see my screen that see, Mercedes Benz is adding ChatGPT to cars for AI voice. Okay, so whatever you want to speak, it will understand and provide a human intelligence kind of response, and then it will become even more smarter. So this is not something in the films or sci-fi movies. It's actually happening on the ground. And then a lot of businesses are trying to use generative AI for the betterment of different things which they are trying to do. And then this is going to create lots of jobs in future. So people are worried about losing jobs because of the automation which ChatGPT is bringing, but no, that's not the case. The number of jobs lost will be not even 1% of the number of jobs generative AI assistance to existing systems is going to create. It's going to create 10 times the number of jobs. It is actually more than 10 times it is actually getting replaced. Reason being, suppose if Benz wants to have one generative AI mechanism implemented for their cars, it needs to have the engineers who actually build that algorithms, customization of generative AI. It needs to have the monitor system experts who needs to. So it's just that skill replacement or skill movement will be happening from one skill to another skill. It's not even replacement of the old skill, it's just a continuation of the skill in a different flavor. With the past, okay, this is the way it used to work, and with the advancement of these, powers, we can add these powers to that past skill, and then this new skill can be used this way, and that is going to help the human lifestyle this way. And this understanding is enough for different businesses to actually bring a lot of people who want to have the knowledge on that, and then it is going to be a lot of jobs. That's what is definitely going to happen, because you know what Gartner said about generative AI. So it just said generative AI is as innovative as like a steam engine or an internet. It is not, the hype might subside, but the impact is going to be growing. So what they are saying is, maybe you might see that hype is going down because you have heard it a lot about generative in very short time. But the at the ground level, the impact is going to grow like the way internet has grown over the years, like the way steam engines, engine engines, cars, everything has grown up. Generative AI is going to grow up like that. So that's what generative AI is going to do for the. So you can see that what generative AI about Gartner is telling us. So it's telling that generative AI is basically so it is going to be used for a lot of systems in the future. So it just says that different use cases for it has first talked about pharmaceutical design. So future, the same tablet, the same dose of tablet which you will be having and which your next neighbor will be having will be different. And how that will be different? Because the tablet will be manufactured for your use case, because artificial intelligence have provided a your health data and prepared a prescription for yourself in an amount which will actually tell the company manufacturing it, this is the medicine which is needed for this one. So basically, it is not that mass production has to be consumed by masses. It's a customization of each individual will be provided as a single input to the businesses. So generative AI is bringing back the personalization of each individual back to us, so that industries will actually, I would say, make sure the behavior will be user customization, personal level driven. Till now, previously it is a structured from the top to bottom, where the top innovators would actually do a mass production, and that will come to the consumer. Consumer will be consuming in mass. Now, generative AI is providing with the artificial intelligence capabilities. Each of the masses categories, each category of the mass, what are the customizations needed, and what the pharmaceutical industry should provide to these masses, so that individual care and drugs can be provided. That kind of future is going to come in front of generative, and even the material science, even electronics, energy industries, how it is going to, and also chip design. Okay, I want to tell you one more use case about chip design. You know, NVIDIA, it's a very good, I would say, number one chip design maker in the world. So you can see world leader. And now they have brought up as a world leader in artificial intelligence computing. So how come Intel is there? Why is it not artificial intelligence computing? And how come NVIDIA is artificial intelligence computing? So what NVIDIA have done in different from the other chip manufacturers is they have actually worked on artificial intelligence, generative AI in a way that the generative AI, I would say, inclusion to the processors is actually done 20 years back, and then they have released a version where they can actually so see, it has announced a cloud set of cloud services. Okay, so these cloud services are actually built on top of generative AI. They can be directly be used custom language models and generative AI models that are trained with their own proprietary data and created for their unique domain specific tasks. So NVIDIA has brought up a artificial intelligence cloud services which can be customized for any of the user requirements or business requirements. So you just don't need to only focus NVIDIA as a chip making or something. Now they have provided cloud services also. If you go and just go to NVIDIA share price itself, just they have announced this, and in one day it has jumped up like 20%. So see, from here, it has announced that they are providing the artificial intelligence services from 305 24th to 25th May 379. So which is a hike of 75 US dollars, which is 20%, 25% if you say 10% is $30. So see how much industry is actually excited about the future. So these are all the use cases which are actually happening in the technology space. So generative AI is the way to future for almost all the industries, all the technologies. It is an enabler, not a displacement. Okay, it just extends our capabilities to do more, and then it will actually assist us to reducing our analytical skills, and then observational skills, and then problem solving skills. It will improve in us. So that's the advantage which I have seen in generative AI. This is my perspective, but a lot of people have other aspects and then other opinions also. So these are the things which I wanted to cover as part of this video. So one is the technology trends which I have just explained, basically more on generative AI and how different things like Sundar Pichai example, Bench example, and Gartner example, how they are actually, and NVIDIA example, how they are so gung ho about generative AI. And then, okay, this is a technology trend, but what is for me today? How should I behave for the technology trend? How it is relevant to me? Okay, if you are a software developer and then you are going to office and then you are doing your day-to-day work, and normally if you are given one Jira task, and then the Jira task is to create a custom programming language functionality, and then you started creating in your own way, and the way which you have learned before generative AI. How you are learning? You have learned a programming language from a book or from a tutorial, and you start writing the class from the beginning, and you start writing the test cases, or you start writing the front end, API, back end, all of that, and then you will be manually writing everything. And then how much time it take? You have written perfectly well. You took 5 days, and excellently you have done written everything. And then another developer who have come to your company, and he is little 2 years experience, but you are 5 years experience, and someone said, hey, that guy created in 2 days, why it is taking 5 days? You are so surprised. You are skilled, more experienced, and you have written excellently well, and this guy is just 2 years experience, and how come he have written very very short time, and also he's saying it is better than yours. You're so surprised, and then you one day asked him, how did you write? Boss, I haven't actually written much of the thing in my previous experience, but I have written it one or twice manually, and then I asked that manual thing, whatever I have written, to the generative AI tools. There are multiple tools. Bard is a generative AI tool. Google AI, ChatGPT is a generative tool. Google AI is a generative AI tool. So he just went to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, he had just asked, I'll show you. So you can see my screen, right? So whatever is the programming language. So here, please write me a functionality which will have front end of your choice and back end of your choice, which will have um, let's say bank example. Let's take a bank example, banking system. Okay, let's so entire banking system application. Okay, function which will have a front end of your choice, back end of your choice, which will work like a banking system. So write all the Java classes, write all the unit test cases, and write to have 90% test coverage. Okay, so that your code quality will not fail. And then what it will do, you just see it. See what it is saying. It has taken RESTful API on the backend. Okay, and for banking system, um, it has used Java with Spring Boot. Okay, and main functionalities it has divided into account, transaction, account repository, account service able, transaction service, account controller, front end, Angular, account and all. Okay, unit test cases. Okay, so this is the basic way how you have to write. Now give me the code for all the above functionalities so that I can take the functionality to production. I mean live basically. So now what it will do, it will actually, so it started giving backend account Java. Okay. So it will give the whole code, everything for you, and then you just need to use it in your system, and then you need to run the test cases. So you need to be expert how to use the technology. Gone are the days remembering the methods, remembering the structure, remembering the syntax, remembering the edge cases. Though it's not memorization now anymore. It's uh, analytical, more about you will be given the code, where to put, what to use, just rearranging. Rearranging takes how much of time? You will not be writing anything. You can see, right? It has written how many Java classes and how many. It has written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it has 6 Java classes and 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, huh. 5 Angular TypeScript classes. So 5 front end, 4 back end, and now you can put this into a code. How you can put? Give me Maven, give me a build tool structure to keep the above files so that I can compile and deploy. So what is happening? You just create a banking application uh, in just like how many? 5 minutes. So you just need to see. This is how you need to go. You need to go to banking system, backend, SRC, main, Java, example, all the classes, resources, all the classes, test all the classes, pom.xml, front end, and package JSON, Angular JSON, and all of that. And now what you need to do? So all that they need to do is keeping an IDE open, and then keep all the code structure copied to the IDE, and then make sure all the files are kept in the corresponding folder location, and then they run it, and then they check if the code quality is as per the production quality which is required for the project, and then make sure there are no sonar cube issues or code coverage issues or the any issues which are reported during the build and deployment of that code application. So imagine a 5 year experienced guy who is actually working hard for the last 5 years, who have memorized all the Java programming or any programming language syntaxes and then methods and then API documents, all of that. And then he started writing a solution design documents from his own thinking, and then take 2 days just to prepare a solution diagram. And then the 2 years experienced guy who actually asked a generative AI to create a solution diagram for this banking system, which should have these are all features, can give it. And then he prepared a diagram, and then he vetted it with any other leads, and then he took the feedback, and then provided the same document to any of the chat GPT or any generative AI tool, and then got the better version of it, and then got the approval. And then he used these 5 cases, what are like 5 Java classes, and then prepared one application, and then ran it. And then he fixed, he took a half day to create these classes, half day to rearrange, and then 1 day to make entire application ready. And then third day he have gone for a feedback on the QA side, and then he might have passed all the test cases as well from the QA. And then in just 1 week he has brought the entire production ready banking application, whereas the 5 years experience guy is still stuck at the writing the first Java classes after solution design document. So imagine how much of the assistance he has got from the generative AI tools to do all of that, which is actually not been able to understood by the 5 years experience guy, and he's still doing in his own way. It's not his fault, but if you are not aware of your surrounding innovations, you cannot be able to adapt to the ever-changing economy or ever-changing business needs, and that will actually trample down you, with a lot of consequences. Because the smarter guy will always look for a better way to do it, and then easy way to do it, and then identify these solutions, and then try to do it in shorter term. And then imagine a project manager who has actually got it in 1 week, and then he's very much happy with the client, seeing that the result is available in 1 week, and then he got appreciation. Who will he'll prefer? He'll prefer the 2 year experience guy. And though the hardworking, and then and also very much knowledgeable in terms of memorizing things and all, the 5 year experience guy haven't got any. In fact, he might have got any feedback that you should improve your speed and all of that. So a day-to-day software developer today have to know the market innovations that are happening. Otherwise, the smarter guy will always going to get more productivity, and that will always get him more recognition. And then more and more those people will actually try to get the most of the work done in very shorter time. And then the normal people might not be needed anymore if they don't know about those innovations. So that's where the displacement of the jobs will be happening. But this generative AI being used in somewhere else will be actually creating jobs for more and more those smart people who are having the knowledge about them. And then the number of people who are using these tools will have to grow, and that will actually only fit into the business needs or job needs of the future use cases, which are actually created by this generative AI itself. So it's not the displacement, it's just the understanding of the approach which you have in past, and a shift in the perspective to see how this is going to improve your day-to-day activity. So that's what is going to happen if you are a regular developer today to work on software jobs. So it is very important to be understanding capability about this generative AI, different tools which are available in the market, and how you can use them to improve your productivity and make sure your day-to-day job more value driven. And then that will bring your appreciations and good financial situation, which will help your family back at home, and then everyone will be benefited from that ecosystem. That's the advantage of thing which will be happening through this advancement. The third thing which I want to discuss about this video is the US lottery thing, where I have discussed many times in previously that there are people who have applied for multiple consultancies. Please do withdraw if it is possible. But I heard a recent case from one of my reference that he has got H1B in 2020, but he has applied through multiple consultancies, and they have got a query in now after 3 years that why did you apply for from different consultancies. So please do not go for multiple applications for a lottery system, because the purpose of lottery system is to give equal chance to everyone. And if you try to improve the probability by increasing the number of applications, it defeats the purpose of the system. That's what they will think. And then there is no hurry to actually grab things which are there available in US, not here. Seeing the startup ecosystem and seeing the number of AI startups that have already started in India, and also multiple different consumer driven economics that are I have started observing. If you see any restaurant, that's going to be full. If you see any of the mall, it's full. If you, so, a lot of consumer driven economics are happening, and any business which is going to start with a proper product use case will be going to thrive in India itself. So I'm not discouraging anyone going US. I'm just saying that there is no hurry for short-term benefits to move and then get distracted and then feel bad about all the process. So that's what I just wanted to inform. So thanks for watching the video. I would request all of you to please share, like, subscribe, and then share it to the most of the your colleagues and friends, because they need to know how they can use the smarter tools to become their lives better, and then that will help their families as well. So I sincerely request all of you to have your feedback also shared through comments, so I can actually improve if there is anything that needs to be improved from my side, or anything that can be uh, covered as part of the next videos also I can cover as well. So thank you everyone. Grateful for your feedback for previous videos, and thanks for watching this video.